Hi, I'm Miss Jackson and I'm going to be your teacher in September, along with Miss Atkinson, who's our teaching assistant most of the time, and Miss Hedges as well, so we're going to have a great year. We're not going to be in Pangani classroom. We're actually going to be moving into Thames Class. So for some of you, that's been your classroom this year, so you can show me and all the other children around, and you might need to teach me how to use the whiteboard as well. So the reason we're making these videos is so that you can meet us, because normally at this time of year you'd be coming to me for a morning and we'd get to know each other. And because we can't do that this year, we want to be able to tell you a little bit about ourselves and also a little bit about what you're going to be learning about in September. So I've sent you a little piece of work to do, which is where you can introduce yourselves to me and Miss Atkinson and Miss Hedges. And you can tell us about yourselves. So you can tell us things like what your favourite film is, what your favourite book, favourite animal, maybe things you like doing. And we can't wait to hear all about you. For some of you, I'm going to be your teacher for the second time, so I can't wait to have all of you in my class again. And for some of you, I've had you in my bubble, and I can't wait to have you guys again as well. And some of you, I know you're older brothers and sisters. And for some of you, I may never have really met you that much before. I can't wait for us to be in a class together. We're going to have such a great year. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to tell you the things that I love. So the first thing that I really, really love is wildlife. So I love all wildlife all around the world, and I've spent quite a lot of time visiting wildlife and working with wildlife in different parts of the world. So this cheetah is from some time I spent in Africa, but I also love, probably even more actually, the wildlife that we've got in Oxford. And I can't believe sometimes how lucky we are and what we get to see just on our doorstep. So you often find me wandering around the woods with these, looking at the birds and the animals in the woods near my house, with my bird books as well. And in our classroom, you'll find that there'll be lots of things about animals and plants and finding out about them. And that love really came from the fact that I love science. So I love, as well as biology, which is what wildlife is, I love chemistry and physics, just finding out about the amazing world that we live in. So hopefully we'll have some great science lessons this year as well. What else do I really enjoy? I love running and swimming, any type of sport really. I do try sometimes to play football, but I'm not very good at it. But you might find that I might try and join in with some of your games, although usually I'm not very welcome because I'm not particularly skilled. My favourite children's book is this book, Charlotte's Web. So that's my favourite book. I know you're going to tell me some of yours. And the other thing that I love is I love laughing. So I've got my minion here because they always make me laugh. In September, our first project that we're going to do is going to be about migration, which is why these monarch butterflies are behind me. And migration is about when people and animals move around our planet. And we're going to be finding out about why people move and the great lives that people have going and working and living in different parts of the planet. I've got loads of friends and family that live in different parts of the world. And I've also got lots of friends who have come from other parts of the world to live here in Oxford. So we're going to be learning about that. We're also going to be learning about animal migration. So we're going to be learning about things like these monarch butterflies and things like this. You can sort of see the whale migrations and wildebeest migrations. And also at this time of year, if you look up in the sky in Oxford, or if you hear a kind of screeching noise and see little birds with a tiny forked tail and a little wings like this, those are swifts, and they've come all the way from Africa, and they actually sleep whilst they're flying. So we're going to learn about those as well. They're very special to Oxford, swifts are. So we're going to learn about all those fascinating things. And what we want you to do over the summer is we want you to make a piece of artwork about migration. So you could pick an animal, so for example the butterflies, or wildebeest, or reindeer, they migrate, any animal that migrates, and produce a piece of artwork that you can bring in for the first week in Thames Class in September. So all that I need to say to you now is just have an absolutely wonderful summer holiday. I know this year has been very, very, very strange for you all, but we're all going to be back at school together in September, and we're going to have a great year, so I can't wait to see you. And yeah, have a brilliant summer.